greenhouse 2. Potatoes are in the middle. I think they have buds on them, but they're not flowering yet. The ones that are outside have flowered. Tomato. Getting ready to stake it up. I put the stake in. Here too. Snow peas are just about done. Another tomato in the corner. Sweet potatoes. That's the sweet potato I wintered in the house. And when I planted it, I did cut it and root 3 more, which are in the other greenhouse. Waiting for the seeds to turn brown so I can harvest them. I just picked this plant up and put it in something to hold it up because it was just falling all over this corner, and then the potatoes were falling and the tomatoes were falling. Everything was falling into each other, and I have little stones kind of placed around to get around, and I couldn't put my feet on stones without stepping on something. So the middle's going to be coming out when they're ready. They're not ready yet. I harvested off of this while I was in here pounding in steaks. But that's coming out too. That's my ashwagandha. It's doing well. So I have 3. I have one on this side, one on the other side, and one in greenhouse 1. One in greenhouse 1 was too small to plant out. What I was trying to get done in here today is I have foxglove on this side of the fence still. I pulled some of it out and potted it up, but I haven't pulled it all out. I want to pull some out and move it. So rainy day is a good day to do planting. It's not raining too hard. There are a bunch of little cone flowers in the corn, and I didn't want to pull them like a weed. I want to pull them like a cone flower and plant them. Black swan poppies. Remember them being red, but they're kind of a purple. And maybe they're not all the same. This one was reseeded. And my Shastas. A very different poppy. Also reseeded. Very interesting. Oh my gosh, I just love poppies. Potted up 2 foxgloves and an echinacea in the back of the vegetable garden. The foxglove I did earlier in the season. One of them was just about to bloom, so I've already moved it into the triangle garden, which is the garden that needs work this year. It's rooting out the bottom. Probably going to put those in the triangle garden too. Or I'm going to have to divide them. There's more than one plant in each container. Walking away and I found another one. There's multiple plants in here. Thought I had 3 and then I didn't see it. But yep. So those have been in the pot for a long time and need to be dealt with. Triangle garden. That's the one I moved. Then I planted this one. Probably a week ago or so. And that one was planted too. So I'm trying to fill in holes. Overgrown the vinca vines. I pulled some out because there was too many vinca vines and not enough other things. Yeah, they're taking over and just kind of smothering stuff out. I have columbine in here that it reseeded that I do want not to get smothered. And calendula. There's a bunch of small calendulas in here. Back in there. And Elysium. That's the other thing that's coming up in here. Combined Elysium. And calendula. So I want to keep the vinca vines. I just don't want them taking over. They're a ground cover when they're not used in a pot for a trailer. That's where ours came from. It was a trailer in a pot we had 15 years ago. Forsythia. That's the shrub that blooms yellow in the beginning of spring. I have a couple of them in here. It's a coneflower. Sunflowers in pots. I have more sunflowers coming up that should be put in pots. Primrose. Reseeded poppies. Common milkweed. There's another forsythia. That's a nice one. Amaranth. Getting tall enough to make a statement on their own. Yarrow. Lily of the Valley. More sunflowers in pots. So these are to fill in holes later or to sell if I ever get to a place where I can sell. These were rooted this year. These need to be potted in their own pot. Here we go. We have a sunflower blooming. Just such a happy flower. I still have one amaranth that's in a pot. And raspberries. I pulled up a bunch of raspberries earlier. So there's just a bunch of raspberries rooting in. The top's kind of died off some. More sunflowers in pots in the pathway. I have raspberries up here, still recovering from being put in a pot. They don't look great, so they don't get moved off the back of here until they look good enough to sell. These are 4 o'clocks I've been pulling up where they don't belong so I can fill in holes later. Passion flowers attaching to the fence. That is a maypop. And there's more maypops coming in. Underneath the tomato is a small one, and we have a bigger one I found when I was in the vegetable garden that I pulled through the fence. So these maypops wintered in the ground. Did well. I left one on this side too, but I haven't seen it yet. I think it may have rooted underneath the greenhouse where it can't come up. Here's a new one. A new passion flower. This one's red. Where'd the tag go? My critters have been in here and knocked the tag out. Red, big, beautiful. When I move the pot, I might find the tag. Milkweed coming up. I'll keep an eye out for the other maypop.